Craig Mazin, my partner in the show, and knowing that he would do things differently than I, but that is the beauty of working with him, is I get to be surprised with another artist playing in this playground that we've created with the video game.
I'm gonna be a dad. Yeah.
This kind of hectic and frenetic schedule up, or are you wanting to kind of maybe segue back towards game making and create perhaps something new in Intergalactic and so on?
At times I am spread a bit thin. And however, having said all that, I do want to find a way to focus a bit more than I have maybe the last couple of years. And especially with Intergalactic now, that is my top priority over anything else.
Well, that didn't take long.
We? Who's we? There is no we.
Well, we have news. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. And I'm back for another video discussing Naughty Dog. So several days ago, guys, I just made a video talking about Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, and I talked about how it seems like things are starting to ramp up. You see Neil posting a lot of pictures with a lot of people hyping up, what they're working on at the studio. And as we had known, The Last of Us Season 2 had just finished up about a month or two ago. But some big breaking news just happened. And this was, shocking, but at the same time, not surprising fully either. Because we knew what The Last of Us Season 2 kind of gave us. We knew Neil Druckmann was a busy man. As I said, he was working on Intergalactic. He was being a producer on a new unannounced game. He's potentially working on a Last of Us Part 3. And he was also writing and directing and showrunning The Last of Us Season 2. And listen, Season 1, banger, certified, 8 or 9 out of 10 for sure. Season 2 really just missed the mark, in my opinion. Like I said, it is not complete garbage, but man, compared to the games, it is a major step down. It is rushed. Craig Mazin, who I personally really loved with what he did with Season 1 along with Neil, completely, when given a bigger role, because again, it was confirmed through the podcast and stuff that Neil Druckmann was taking a step back in Season 2 to work more at Naughty Dog on Intergalactic and other things, giving Craig Mazin that major role to lead, and he completely fumbled it. Made Ellie an idiot. And I don't say it lightly, but yes, Ellie was an idiot in Season 2. And like I said, everyone's going to complain about Bella Ramsey, but again, I think she did the best under the circumstances she was given. Craig's writing was awful, and that is me putting it nicely. Now, am I saying Bella's free of sin? Absolutely not. But let's be honest, most if not anyone could survive what Craig had done to these characters. So it leads into the topic of this video, Neil Druckmann and his future, and Naughty Dog's future as well. If you guys do enjoy this, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more content covering Naughty Dog / The Last of Us / Intergalactic / any of the games they cover. We go for 2,000 likes on this video, greatly would appreciate it. Join over the 30% of our subscriber, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, have it set to all, and join over the 101,000 people that have all notifications turned on for the channel. And make sure you follow me on my social media down below. Alright guys, we have a lot to discuss. Let's get straight into it. This came out of the blue. On July 2nd at 1 o'clock, Naughty Dog had tweeted the following. To our Naughty Dog community, we wanted to let you know that our studio head Neil Druckmann delivered the following message to our team this morning. I've made the difficult decision to step away from my creative involvement in The Last of Us on HBO. With work completed on Season 2 and before any meaningful work starts on Season 3, now is the right time for me to transition my complete focus to Naughty Dog and its future projects, including writing and directing our exciting next game, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, along with my responsibilities as studio head and head of creative. As I'd played in the intro, Neil has been juggling up a bazillion things for a while now, since The Last of Us show had gotten announced. He's been doing that show, he's been doing the Universal stuff, he's been doing Intergalactic, he's been producing this unannounced game at Naughty Dog. There's also been Last of Us 3 in its early development stages, and I told you all, I think I said this about a month or two in one of my videos, I said that eventually something is going to have to give. The show is going to eventually run its course, and Neil's going to have to make a decision. Do you want to become more of a Hollywood just show guy and let that become your persona, or do you want to get back to what Naughty Dog and yourself are best known for, and that is the game side of things? Do you want to make sure these games are the best thing possible, and they deliver and set a new benchmark like your Last of Us titles have in a lot of regards? And I even said, like, he had hinted in those interviews that, yeah, he's started to put other stuff to the side, but this is a 100% definitive, I am done. I am done with The Last of Us show. I am moving on from it, even if he is the creator and all that. He is done with it. He is 100% done. Now, of course, everyone's going to say a lot of different things about Neil, and of course, like I said, Neil is not free of sin, as anyone isn't in this situation, but I think this is the best decision he could possibly make. Because, let's be honest, Craig Mazin has not done really well, and I think he's maybe trying to jump ship before the potential disaster of Season 3 releases. Again, and I'm saying this as someone that it's not going to be good. It's not going to be because of Abby. I know I'm going to think, like, oh, Season 3 is going to flop because of Abby. Like, listen, I think Caitlin Dever is a great actress. I think she's going to kill it with her performance in Season 3. But Craig Mazin being at the helm, and if Neil even had a little assistance, I still don't think it's going to save it. I think this is a sinking ship, unfortunately. Now, is there a possibility that Season 3 could end up still being good? Yes, but Craig has got full control of this now. You know, after what I've seen in Season 2, I really am not holding my breath for this one. I really don't know what we're going to end up getting, and that's just, like I said, I'm more looking forward to Intergalactic and what other unannounced games are at Naughty Dog, because right now I just don't really know how much I can trust Craig to even give us a good product. As Neil had said, my main focus now is Intergalactic, writing, directing, and now being that studio head and creative at Naughty Dog that I am now. Co-creating the show has been a career highlight. It's been an honor to work alongside Craig Mazin to executive produce, direct, and write in the last 2 seasons. I'm deeply thankful for the thoughtful approach and dedication the talented cast and crew took to adapting Last of Us Part 1 and the continued adaptation of The Last of Us Part 2. Now, I'm sure you guys know how the response was to this. It's between people who are like, well, that means the show is cooked, and in my personal opinion, yes. Any chance I had of the show even being good after, you know, Season 2 was the fact that, hey, Neil's still going to be involved. It's still going to be pretty good. But like I said, you know, another nail in the coffin on top of this was Halley Gross. Now, Halley Gross, if you guys didn't know, is a major part of The Last of Us Part 2 as well. She co-wrote The Last of Us Part 2 with Neil, and she had actually assisted a bit on Season 2. Most of the episodes that Neil had directed, and the most popular episodes of Season 2 are the ones involved with Neil. Episode 6 in particular being the most successful episode of the season, along with Episode 2. Neil wasn't really much involved with Episode 2, but 6 and 2 were the most popular by far of the season. But Halley Gross also is leaving The Last of Us show. So her and Neil are taking this step together and saying, with great care and consideration, I've decided to take a step back from my day-to-day work on HBO's The Last of Us, make space for what comes next. As we know, Halley is playing a role in Intergalactic Heretic Prophet. She is that woman with the eye patch. I'm so appreciative of how special this experience has been. Working alongside Neil, Craig, HBO, and this remarkable cast and crew has been life-changing. The stories we told about love, loss, and what it means to be human in a terrifying world are exactly why I love this franchise. I have some truly rad projects ahead that I can't wait to share, which, you know, we have Intergalactic. Maybe she's working on that new unannounced game. Also, potentially even a part 3. But for now, I want to express my gratitude to everyone who brought Ellie and Joel's world to life with such care. Oh, you guys could look at this a number of different ways. I could say, could it be creative differences between Neil, Halley, and Craig? Could it mean that they're just really fully focused on Intergalactic and all that? Could it be even more? Potentially Last of Us Part 3 and some other stuff. If anything, this has confirmed to me that the show it's on its last leg, and they're gonna let Craig put it out to pasture, unfortunately. You know, maybe if they do make a part 3, maybe Neil could return and maybe direct that. But again, I just don't think, you know, Last of Us show did its job, in my opinion. It got more eyes to the video game, and I think that was the main goal of The Last of Us show, was to get as many people invested into the video games as possible before you make a Last of Us Part 3 or whatever else. Now again, and also it's majorly the fact that we have not had a new Naughty Dog game in over 5 years. It is time that you all get your butts fully in gear and get this game, you know, to the best possible spot it could be. Because listen, after 5 years, I think you have to deliver a AAA banger. It has to be a hit. Because, man, there's no excuses for 5 years of nothing if the game ends up being a major flop. Neil and Halley got to lock in. This is their last, you know, hurrah with this stuff. They got to make sure this is a banger before it ends up coming out whenever that is, if it is next year or 2027, which is what I most likely expect. Craig Mazin also stated, "It's been a creative dream to work with Neil and bring an adaptation of his brilliant work to life on HBO. I couldn't have asked for a more generous creative partner. As a true fan of Naughty Dog and Neil's work in video games, I am beyond excited to play his next game. While he focuses on that, I'll continue to work with our brilliant cast and crew to deliver the show our audience has come to expect. We're so grateful to Neil and Halley Gross for entrusting the incredible story of The Last of Us Part 2 to us. We're just as grateful to millions of people around the world who tune in." Well, Craig, I'm sorry, bro. After Season 2, a lot of what you said there is a lot of fluff, and I'll be honest, I asked a lot of people on Twitter and social media, what do you guys think of this? And most of the responses were negative. People are not excited, and people are not anticipating this because of what you did in Season 2. Now, is there a chance to right your wrongs and maybe end this on somewhat of a positive? Yes. But after what you did, even with Neil's partial, maybe even the smallest partial assistance, I don't know, bro. You weren't going to include future days. Like, there's other, like I said, that's one of just many, many things I could nitpick about Season 2 that, you know, just ain't it, man. Like, there are a lot of things that you were just thinking that were just like, what the hell? That I'm going to be a dad? Making Ellie a complete idiot? Showcasing Dina more of it as the head than Ellie? I mean, just 7 episodes, short as hell, rushing through a bunch of stuff, cutting major events from the game. It's unacceptable. And do I expect, even if Season 3 is going to be bigger, do I expect it to be better? Absolutely not. A lot of people are not going to even be on board just on the sheer fact that it's going to be Abby and no Pedro Pascal. It is a losing battle, and I think Neil and Halley both realize, hey, if it is going to end up sucking, at least we're not fully involved with it. So if anyone's going to be taking the brunt of the blame now, if Season 3 really sucked, it's going to be Craig Mazin. Because he, again, a lot of people think Neil is at fault. Yeah, Neil, again, is the creator, and he does hold a bearing of responsibility on this. But the episode he directed was really good, and he was a lot more involved in Season 1, and Season 1 was great. Now, I get Part 2 is a more divisive game, and yes, the whole thing with Joel, that was going to cause a lot of rift initially, so... But if it had been better written, like how Part 2 was, I guarantee the outcry would not be as bad, and they'd be able probably to recover from this. But Naughty Dog, like I said, it is time to lock in. Neil and Halley are fully focused on the game front. Neil is fully locked into Intergalactic, and I'm telling you all, it is coming. I think we are going to be getting something very soon in terms of a potential gameplay reveal, whether that is probably maybe towards the end of the summer, maybe even in the fall. Latest could be even in the winter. But I'm really thinking we're going to get something this year for Intergalactic. And it might be something major, like a trailer. So I would just buckle up. Get ready. We know another unannounced game is currently in production at Naughty Dog. Neil is producing that game. I believe it is going to be directed by Shaun Escayg. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. That game also is being worked in the pipeline. And then we also have got a potential Last of Us Part 3, which again is, I think, another reason why Neil is stepping away. Especially if he is starting to work on Part 3 along with Intergalactic and this other game. It's time to lock in. We've got a lot of stuff. Games over show, always and forever. I love that they brought that to the show, and I love that it was kind of cool to see it. But listen, at the end of the day, video games are better. I'm sorry if anyone here wants to disagree with me. I'll fight you on that point till the day I die. I'm a gamer, and that is always what I will be first, not a television watcher. So guys, what do you guys think of Naughty Dog now seeming to fully focus on Intergalactic and their other titles? When do you think we're going to be hearing some stuff on these games as well? It is appear we are still going to be a little far away from a new Naughty Dog title, but at least now we know we're getting 100% effort now. No excuses. Double like and subscribe if you guys do enjoy this for more content covering Naughty Dog / The Last of Us / Intergalactic / Uncharted. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Over 2,000 likes on this video again, and I want to thank you all so much for watching. Peace and love, and have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.